Okay, students, this video is associated with the solution of question number 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, if you want if you want to see the solution of a particular question, then go to description. The information is out there. Okay, so let us start with question number 1. P, Q, and R were partners in a firm sharing profits in the ratio of 4 is to 3 is to 2. Okay. Q retired and his shares were divided equally between P and R. Calculate the new profit sharing ratio of P and R. So as you can see in a question that P, Q, and R were partners. So now let us have a look here on the screen. So old ratio is P equals to 4 by 9, Q equals to 3 by 9, R equals to 2 by 9. We know that the sum of the ratio is 9, that is 4 plus 3 plus 2 equals to 9. Okay. So now in this question, Q is a retiring partner. Okay. Read the question very carefully. Okay. Read this question very carefully because depending upon the question, this calculation of new ratio, it varies from question to question. Okay, just understand the language. Okay. uh, Q is our retiring partner. Now when the Q retires, okay, his share, that is 3 by 9. Okay, the share of Q, that is 3 by 9, will be shared between P and R equally. So you can see here that Q is a retiring partner. So his share is how much? 3 by 9. So this 3 by 9 will be shared between P, count 1, R, that is count 2. So this share of Q, that is 3 by 9, will be shared between P and R. That is P and R. How many partners are there? Two partners are there, isn't it? So 1 by 2, 1 by 2. Now this P's old ratio is how much? 4 by 9. So just drag this, okay, 4 by 9. R equals to 2 by 9, isn't it? So just drag it here, okay? Plus, because Q is going out of the business, so his share will be shared between P and R, okay? So as I mentioned already in the profit case also, that they were already getting 400 profits, okay? Each partner were sharing profits 100, okay, each per head. Okay, now the fourth partner is going out, so that 100, okay, the share of profit of the retiring partner will be shared between the remaining partners, isn't it? So that 100 will be shared between the remaining partners. Similarly, here in this question, that the share of Q, that is 3 by 9, 3 by 9 will be shared between P and R equally, because it is mentioned in the question equally, isn't it? So they will share. As you can see here, this plus sign, it means that uh, this 4 by 9 is already the share of P, plus the Q of this, I mean the share of Q, that is the half of this Q's share will also be included in his share. So ultimately, the new profit sharing ratio will be 11 is to 7. Okay. This 4 by 9 is the same. Okay. This 2 by 9 of R also. So Q is going out, and because it is said in the question that this will be shared equally between P and R. So that is why 1 by 2 and 1 by 2 of this Q's share. Okay, 3 by 9. Now you get the new ratio. Now, question number 2. Ina, Hina, and Rina have been sharing profits in the ratio of 3 is to 2 is to 1. Hina retires and her share is taken over by Ina. Sorry, what happened? Okay. Ina, Hina, and Rina have been sharing profits in the ratio of 3 is to 2 is to 1. Hina retires and her share is taken over by uh, Ina and Rina, okay, in the ratio of 2 is to 1. Calculate the new profit sharing ratio. So now you see in question number 1, okay, whatever was the share of Q, the retiring partner, was shared between the remaining partners. equally. Look at the question number one. The retiring partner's share was shared between the remaining partners equally. But here in this question, the share of the retiring partner is to be shared by the remaining partners, that is Ina and Rina, in the ratio of 2 is to 1. So it is very simple. Okay, just like the previous question, it is same. The ratio is 3 is to 2 is to 1. Okay, 3 by 6, 2 by 6, and 1 by 6. So in this question, Hina is going out. Okay, so the share of Hina is 2 by 6. Now this 2 by 6 will be shared between Ina and Rina as per the ratio of 2 is to 1. That is 2 by 3 and 1 by 3. So this 1 by 6, you can see here this 3 by 6. Okay, this 3 by 6 is already the existing one. Okay, this 1 by 6 for Rina. This 2 by 6, that is this 2 by 6 will be shared between Ina and Rina as per the ratio of 2 is to 1, that is 2 by 3, 1 by 3. Okay, you calculate the new ratio. Now let us go to question number 3. Okay. Tina, Bina, and Rita are partners sharing profits and losses in the ratio of 2 is to 2 is to 1. So Tina, Bina, and Rita are the partners, and in this case, Tina is going out. So the old ratio you can see here, 2 is to 2 is to 1. Okay, and this question is very much simple because the new ratio is already provided in this question. Okay, so you are just supposed to calculate the gaining ratio. Remember, in case of chapters like retirement and death, we calculate gaining ratio. Okay, so you must have heard that the external examiner comes, okay, when this during the board examination to check the assignment, okay, the project work, isn't it? So whenever he comes, okay, he may ask you the question, okay, when you go and submit the project, okay, he may ask you this kind of question, that in which chapter we calculate gaining ratio. Now the students, they get confused. It is very simple in chapter of retirement and death. In chapter of admission, we calculate the sacrificing ratio. Okay, it's very simple. And sometimes we have already seen that sometimes while calculating sacrificing ratio, we get the gaining ratio, and while calculating gaining ratio, we get the sacrificing ratio. It's not our fault. It is actually a matter of the question. Okay, it's about the condition that we get it. Okay, so anyway, let's not go into it. uh, Question number 3, you can see the solution out here. Old ratio is already provided. The new ratio is also provided. So you have to calculate the gaining ratio, and the formula of gaining ratio is very simple: new ratio minus old ratio. And the formula of sacrificing ratio was what? Sacrificing ratio equals to old ratio minus new ratio. Okay, so but the formula of gaining ratio is new ratio minus old ratio. Okay, so don't get confused here. Okay, now let us move on to next question number 4. P, Q, and R are partners in a firm sharing profits and losses in the ratio of 6 is to 5 is to 4, respectively. R retires and surrenders one fourth of his share in favor of P and remaining in favor of Q. Now see here, I talked about the language, isn't it? So this question number 4 is similar to question number 1 and 2. It's very simple. This question number 4 is just like question number 1 and 2, only the language is difference here. Okay, so uh, the question is actually saying that whatever is the share of R, that is this 4 by 15, will be shared between P and Q in the ratio of 1 is to 3. Because if you read the question properly, you can see here that R retires and surrenders one fourth of his share in favor of P. So R is a retiring partner, so R will uh, surrender one fourth. That is, you can see here, R surrenders one fourth of his share, that is 4 by 15. Okay, read this question. Okay, one for this one fourth, please read the question. for fifth sorry one fourth of his share, that is 4 by 15th, in favor of P, in favor of P, and the remaining portion, that is 3 by 4. If 1 by 4th is surrendered for P, then obviously the remaining portion is 3 by 4 of his share will be surrendered in favor of Q. Ultimately, the new ratio will be 7:8. Okay. Only the language is different. It is just like question number 1 and 2. Okay. Now, question number 5. Kiran, Lalit, and Mohit are partners, sharing profits in the ratio of 1 by 2, 3 by 10, and 1 by 5. This fraction is looking quite absurd, isn't it? Quite disturbing, this 1 by 2, 3 by 10, 1 by 5. So let us do one thing, that let us uh, make it simple. Okay, let us make all the denominators equal. So in order to make the denominators equal, so what you have to do, that you have to look at the highest denominator. Okay, so 2, 10, 5. Which one is the highest? This 10 is the highest one. Okay, isn't it? So now you have to make all the denominators equal to 10. Okay. uh, Now, yeah, let me tell you one more thing. But if the numbers are uneven, okay, let us say 1 by 3, 1 by 5, and 1 by 7. So at this point of time, the number is 7. I mean, the 7 is the biggest number, isn't it? So we have to make all the denominators equal to 7. You cannot do that. So what you have to do is that if all the numbers are odd, if all the numbers are odd, then you have to get out the LCM of all the numbers. Okay, so if the numbers are odd, then you have to take out the LCM, and whatever is the LCM, you have to convert all the denominators to that LCM. Okay, since you are already students of mathematics, you are doing mathematics, so I don't have to explain you the tricks of mathematics. Anyway, let us proceed with this. The old ratio will be now 5 is to 3 is to 2. Now this is quite simple, isn't it? So it is very much uh, quite feasible, isn't it? Now it is much presentable also. So now Lalit is a retiring partner. So his share of profit is 3 by 10, isn't it? And the gaining ratio, sorry, the future profit, that is the new ratio, is also provided here. That is 3 is to 2. So 3 is to 2. Get the gaining ratio. You have already seen in the previous question, that is question number 3, how to calculate the gaining ratio. Gaining ratio equals to new ratio minus old ratio. So just put the formula out there. Okay, I have not written here gaining ratio equals to old ratio minus new ratio. I cannot make the correction also because it's a picture that I have taken from the screen, so it's not possible right now. So gaining ratio equals to new ratio minus old ratio. Okay, now let us move on to the last solution, that is question number 6. It's very much interesting, okay, because you can see here it has two parts, and the first part is the interesting part. Let us just read what it is mentioned here. Okay, the partners are A, B, and C. Oh, what happened? I'm sorry, students. Sometimes this laptop, it gives this kind of problems. So I have to. Okay, I'm sorry for that interruption. Okay. Now, solution number 6, that is question number 6. A, B, and C are partners in a firm sharing profits in the ratio of 3 is to 2 is to 1. So this is the old ratio. Now, see here. It's very interesting now. B retires from the firm. Okay, B is retiring. And regarding the new profit sharing ratio, okay, if nothing is mentioned here, let us just assume that there is no point number 1, and point number two. I mean the case number one and case number two, if nothing is there. If it is only mentioned here that A, B, and C are partners in a firm sharing profits in the ratio of 3 is to 2 is to 1, B retires from the firm. That's it. So how to calculate the new ratio? Because nothing is mentioned here. Okay, the partner is going out, and what you have to do then? So at that point of time, you will follow whatever is mentioned here in number one. Okay, so that is the case. So if nothing is mentioned in the question, then you will do the same. Okay, what I will teach you right now. Okay, um, and if it is mentioned that it will be adjusted in the same ratio as before, then you will do the same adjustment. Okay, so what is that adjustment? This is the adjustment. Okay, in this question, if you see this question properly, B is a retiring partner, isn't it? This B, which I have highlighted with this red one. Okay, so the actual ratio is how much? A, B, and C, 3 is to 2 is to 1. B is a retiring partner. Let us suppose that B goes out. See, you can see the arrow here. Now B is going out. So B is just vanished. So between A and C, what is the ratio? Between A and C, this is the ratio, right? 3 is to 1, isn't it? B is a retiring partner. Okay, and who are the remaining partners? A and C are the remaining partners. Okay, and B is a retiring partner. So between the remaining partners, that is A and C, what is the ratio? 3 is to 1. So this 3 is to 1 is a new ratio. Now this 3 by 4 and 1 by 4, this is the new ratio. Okay, so if you get this type of question again, okay, so that time what you have to do, you have to just omit the uh, retiring partner and just write the remaining partners and get the sum of the ratio, and you will have a new fraction. Okay, so gaining ratio, you know that since we have found the new ratio, finding gaining ratio is very much simple. Okay, now in this case B was going out. So what happens if C is going out? Now let us see here that C is a going partner, I mean the retiring partner. So who are the remaining partners? A and B are the remaining partners. So the new ratio of A and B will be 3 is to 2. Now what happens if A is going out? The ratio between B and C will be 2 is to 1. Okay, I think you have understood the concept, and this is why I said this is very much interesting. Why? Because it is very simple. Okay, anyway, now let us move on to the point number 2 of question number 6, that is in equal ratio. If the partners, that is A and C, share profits in the ratio, that is the new ratio is equal, that is 1 by 2 1 by 2. Okay, so what will be the gaining ratio? Now see here, only C is gaining. Okay, A is neither sacrificing nor gaining, only the partner C is gaining. Okay, so I think you have understood this question number 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Okay, now since we have done the calculation, this these 6 questions, okay, it was just about the calculation of ratio. Now depending on this ratio, we will do further questions, that is from 7 to 17. We will do the adjustment of goodwill, okay, or the treatment of goodwill in case of retirement. Okay, so we will see how the goodwill is to be adjusted between the retiring and the remaining partners. Okay, we will see the journal entry. Okay, and then we will proceed further. Okay,